Hey there, welcome back guys. In this video we're going to be going over a screen recording application. Let's say you want to record a screencast for your YouTube video, and you've been using whatever you're using and maybe it's not working out, or maybe you just want to try something new. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get started. I'll show you how I found this video screencast software, which is amazing. As you can see here, we're recording right now. So I'm recording from this camera right over here, and most likely, this is the other camera over there. We can't do two cameras, which is fine. Most likely, you're always going to do one when you're doing a screen sharing. But check this out. As I am recording, I can move this around in real time, which is great because sometimes you have to cut post-production this experience so that it fits where you want it to fit, and sometimes you have to shrink it, for example, or even make it bigger, right? Because depending on the experience that's happening on the tutorial that you're giving at the time, that requires you to make the video bigger, smaller, or even move it to the left, move it to the right, move it up and move it down. And all this happens in real time, which is just simply phenomenal. Let's see what happens if I hit the control key. So nothing happens when you hit the control key, but you can make it bigger, smaller, according to your likings, which works well. And this is how I found it. So basically I was using the HitPaw converter, and let me just silence that. And when about 7 minutes into my video, so here's the original project here. As you can see, you're like, but how do we know it's in 4K? There's the footage, because remember I showed it to you, but also look here. Now, but this isn't the underwater video, this is the previous video. And in case you're wondering where the ticket stands when it comes to the troubleshooting of the HitPaw screen recording application not doing what it's supposed to do, so it'll probably take a couple of days. As you can see, these are the directions, what I'm supposed to do. Dear customer, thank you for your email. In order to locate your problem, could you please click the log? So basically I have to send them my error logs, which is great that the application does that. But what do I do in the meantime? Like, clearly they should have thought about this before the iOS update, and a lot of developers get sent the beta version of the iOS so that, you don't have this experience. But it is what it is. There's nothing I can do except moving forward and probably forever use the new application, which will basically streamline the experience with the Wondershare Filmora video editing software and the screen recording application. So I'm talking about my videos and showing them, but you don't see them. So apparently after the last iOS update, it broke, really. Welcome back to everything that glitches, and I started internet searching for an older alternative because I have videos, this is what I do, and I needed something, and I found this, which is just phenomenal. This part of the software is actually free, but what is also amazing about this program is that, let's say I'm going to do something here to shrink that a little bit. This one actually looks better, bigger. Bigger is always better. But if we go here to the Wondershare Filmora, right, and we go here, we can click on a new project, right? We're still recording, so we should be able to screencast the experience. And you see, what's great about it is that everything happens in real time. Let's take a little clip over here. And the render time, I think this is probably better than Final Cut. You could choose the aspect ratio. In this case, you can match to the media, right? Meaning that the media that I'm bringing in is 324 by 1964, or keep the project settings. So you decide. Most likely you'd want it to match your media, right? So knowing that, moving forward, we can go there. So now my media is in there, and the project matches the media in that sense. So, but if we go here and say, oh, I'm not happy with that, so you would just go here into your project settings, right? And you can change that. You can customize it. We're going to leave it as is, right? But all that can be changed right here. And to the similar experience, I believe I took a screenshot. You actually have that option too when you want to. Where is it? I believe there should be a image. Right here. No, not there, but here it is. Screenshot. So you have that option to change the aspect ratio, not aspect ratio, but yeah, frames per second inside of the screencast experience too, which works well. But yeah, so as you can see, the aspect ratio is up at the top, which is right here, and then the frames per second is inside of a drop menu. Now that we can't change right now because we're already recording, so those settings are already set. But this is just great because, as you can see, as long as you go back, right, to the window that you were recording in, let's see, let's go close that one out, close that one out. I'm just closing out some windows so that we can get back on track. So you would just have to remember which desktop you're recording in. In this case, for me, it was desktop number 2. So just know when you're going in and out of screens that the experience isn't going to follow you when it comes to what you see right there in this window. So let's say, for example, I open up a new window and I take you guys over here to the HitPaw video converter, and then I'm gone. Like, where did he go? But that's okay. You know, this is great because it keeps everything streamlined so that you can share an experience inside different windows and not have to edit it. So let's say, for example, I'm going to go over and talk to you guys about this editing experience. But look, normally you'd have to cut this out in post-production, but you can do one of two things. You can make it smaller while we're recording, move it down a bit, or maybe you don't want it to be there. Maybe we're going to change the experience because the window actually will work better on this corner for this part of the experience inside of the video that we're going to be going over. And so this is great, cuts out a lot of time via editing, and then we can just stream that out like that and then continue on with the how-to tutorial. So maybe we're not going to do a tutorial today on the Wondershare Filmora X, right? Maybe we're going to go into the Final Cut Pro and give you guys a little tutorial on how to import, export your video there and change the sound / settings, right? So we could, and usually in Final Cut, you really like to work inside of a big window. So knowing that and moving forward, you can either do it like that, but then you lose me. So, you know, to bring me back, we would just shrink this. And then what you could do is you can just put that there in the corner, right? And then bring this out like that. And then, you know, you can go into your most recent projects inside Final Cut and then open it up from there. So in this case, I'm just going to clear that, start a new project, right? Say, hey, so this is the, call it Wondershare, right? All right, so that was a new project, but now we have to create a new library. See, you lost me right there. So now I can do this in real time, and you can sort of like, maybe I'll edit it, maybe I'll not edit it, maybe I'll just leave it like that. But either way, even if it's there, you can sort of finagle the video so it just cut and then maybe just streamline it so it just goes right in moving forward. So you see, it's not going to work right there because I need this part right here to show you guys how to create a new library. So in order to create a new library, we're just going to click on New Library. And then we'll select the scratch disk. In this case, the scratch disk is disconnected. So we're just going to probably save the new library to the desktop and call it Wondershare. Okay. And then save it. And then voila. So we have that here. And this is the one we just created, which is called Wondershare. And if you want to bring in another video, so we'll just shrink this one, which is the one that we're actually using. And of course, what we'll do is we'll just see, this is where it comes in handy, where it eliminates the video window so that I can open up a new one and say, oh, I know there's something on here that I want, but I'll go here to post and we'll go here, Avada 1 crash, and I'll put this right over there, right? So I know that the video is right over there in that corner. So I go back into Final Cut, see, and I can just bring it in and move this over. And I'm still with you guys. See, you didn't lose me, which is really cool. And most of all, you're not going to lose your audio. And then now this is where it really does come into play, because as you can see, a lot of times in Final Cut, you want your audience to see you. So in this case, we're going to be talking about the aspect ratio, right? Which this right here is already set to 1080. But if you're not sure what 1080 is, because by default, this is the screen you're going to see right here. So you click on the info button And then you could export it into another format, like if we go here to this little thing right here, and then we can choose 4K. And then in order to make sure it's in 4K, you go to settings and then click here, right? And then you should be able to resolution. We don't want it in 1080 because it's already in 1080, but let's see if we can upgrade this video experience and make it 4K. It's going to be relatively small. Remember, just because it says 4K here doesn't mean that it is 4K. And then so let's go forward. We're going to click next, and see, there I am right there, still in the window, and click save, and then voila, we're still there. And we'll press Command 9 to view the process. It'll take a little bit of time, probably less than a minute, because it said a couple 100 megabytes for this video, which is just phenomenal. In Final Cut, usually they're bigger, usually they're a couple of gigs, but I think I'm sold on this Wondershare Filmora application because everything just happens much faster and in real time. Like, for example, this probably would have been done in Filmora. So let's go back to the application, which is right here. But I'm just giving you an idea how you can give tutorials with this application so that you too can streamline your process. And, you know, maybe you want to make yourself a little bit bigger. So we just make it bigger, right? Kind of neat. And maybe I want to put myself, since I'm done there, right over here is good. So I can just give you the gist of things. As you can see, the video just finished. So what we'll do is we can shrink this window right here. And now I'm back to where I was, and then we'll go there. And then we just look right here for the Wondershare video, which is right there. So we're just going to select info. Whoops, not open, but hold on one second. We'll just shrink that. We're going to go here and Command I, and as you can see, more info. Interesting. Usually you would see it here, the aspect ratio, but apparently not. But that's okay. That is a Final Cut issue. Let's see what we have here. We can press play. There we go. And then we'll just close that. No. All right. That's fine. We'll just do that like that. And then, as you can see, let's try doing that in the Wondershare application, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the Filmora Wondershare, which is right here. See, now we're back in it. And this is amazing because everything happens in real time. And now look, check this out. I can stretch it out. Similar experience. I can move this around. Doesn't interfere with anything. And you can splice it and add stuff. There are things like special effects. There's stock media, which of course comes with the paid version of the experience. But let's try and shrink this right here. I tried doing that in Final Cut. You're not going to get the media like we just experienced right here. Let's try. Let's see. Click. We will download the maximum resolution material for you by default. If you need to change it, that's okay. You can click always ask or deselect it since I'm new to it. Look at the footage on that. This is just nice stock footage that you could use and maybe add to your video. Like, let's say, you know, we want to put it there, right? And then now we want to press play.
We're going to go over one of these programs that I just recently came across. It's called...
You can't do that in Final Cut. You got to wait for it to render, and nothing happens in real time. This probably 4K video, high quality footage, just went into my timeline and played without a problem, without having to render. Final Cut's going to choke on that. And then let's see, maybe we'll just we'll put this right there. I don't even know how it's rendering in the background. And then watch this, check it out.
That I don't know, but if you guys could share that, that would be great, because I'm a little bit on the fence with that. But as you can see, all of my videos were recorded in 4K.
That's really, see? If we can stretch it out. As you can see. I know, that's it. That we could always add a double clip. So that's that part of it. So let's say we're going to splice the video. Actually, you know what? Well, let's save this for another time since this is a screencast. But this is just phenomenal. I must have hit something else. But you know, we're gonna put together a couple more how-to videos with this amazing, robust application that has almost zero to minimal render time, where you can just use it and not have to worry about how much memory you have, how much hard disk space is left for the experience before you run out of whatever it is you're going to run out of, so that you can continue editing. I mean, I have a scratch disk, but there's no scratch disk connected for this experience. That probably would have taken up, you know, a good couple of gigabytes. But knowing that moving forward, so now what we'll do is we'll just stop the screencast. Remember, you set which keys you want to stop the screencast. So for me, I had these keys right here, and I pressed the keys I wanted and got the video, which would be right here, my screencast. Look at that, nice already wide screen, and I can just scroll through it. Whoops, and go here. Probably the audio just needs to be, you know, set to the output. So we'll just go here and we'll go into system settings for sound, and for output, see, audio speaker. So we probably want it to be MacBook Pro speaker. So make sure that your audio is set to the correct audio output. And then now, you know, everything should just play nicely. But what's fascinating, for press spacebar for a preview, check it out. It's already at the aspect ratio, which is what we wanted, which was really wide. Let's see. If it's there, you can sort of finagle the video so it just cut, and then maybe just streamline it so it just goes right in moving forward. So kind of neat, huh? And then I'm still there. Never thought I'd see myself in a how-to with another application that allows you to do this in real time. And as you know, anyone who's done this before knows that that camera is recording right now, so that I could do what I'm doing right now with this video and place it as needed. So it's actually, you can place it as needed while you're recording, strip it, and then, you know, if you script your videos, you'll know when to cut it, when to pause, or when to add this in, so it just looks like it just fit right in, and you just did a streamlined, seamless recording, so everything just flows. Kind of neat, huh? And then we can just go back into the application, which is right here. Let's see the icon. See it right there? And then maybe we'll add something else to it. But this is just phenomenal. And then you can export, but I believe in the beginning, let's see, because since this is not the premium version, if we click export, enable hardware acceleration, change thumbnail, you can change the thumbnail, which is really nice. You can just select what you want it to be from the video. Maybe we'll choose this one, which is really cool. And that'll be your thumbnail. Set has thumbnail, which is really cool, because a lot of times in Final Cut, you have to put the timeline where you want it. Otherwise, you know, it's going to be blank when it's blank, and then it's going to be dark when it's dark. And then you're like, damn it, that's not how I want to save my video. Because in case you're wondering what I'm talking about, if you look here on the desktop from the last video that let me just go here, open up another screen, that was saved in Final Cut, right? Which was Wondershare. See that one we just saved? That green grass you see is already saved by default, because in Final Cut, you have to put the timeline where you want it. So that's where the timeline is. And that's that little thumbnail that you see. And in order to get your thumbnail, you have to scrub through it like that, and then place it, and then export it. Whereas with the Wondershare, you know, that's just an amazing feature that allows you to do it, and it's a streamlined process, so that you know, things just happen naturally, and then you have your name. But again, let's save this for other, you know, another video. Of course, the frames per seconds, which can be changed before the export. They have devices, then you have YouTube, which is just phenomenal. But again, you know, these are all, this is just going to be another video to cover in that sense. This is just to give you an idea of a newer and better, more streamlined screen recording application that you could just use moving forward. That's just going to work wonders for you and your YouTube experience and your audience. It's just going to cut time in half, and then, you know, we just move that over a little bit. And this was probably one of my favorite features right here. The whole, you know, moving this thing around in real time without having to go back and edit it, cut it, splice it, match the clap. You know what it's like to match that clap. There's no matching clap. You're just basically doing, maybe I'll just edit this part so I can do the, my fancy intro. But that's it. Kind of neat, huh? Just an accident. One application went bust, and one application is a must. Anyway, I hope this video helped you and better understanding on how you can choose the right screencasting software that's right for you for your next screen recording. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, or ideas for other videos. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.